Do. Morning.
Hey, Brian, you hear me?
I am.
Okay. We're in weather right now.
Okay.
Hey, trending stories. You need me to find some, or did you?
Let me. Oh, shoot. I'm so sorry.
No, you good. I just didn't know if I had to look for some.
Sent. And I forwarded you basketball highlights.
Yep, I got them.
Okay.
You know what?
Not yet. I don't.
Okay. What's up, Bo? Yeah, both of you made.
Oh, he's hauling ass back over here in just a second.
Oh man.
Why don't you put my jacket on?
All right, Brian, ready?
Yep.
Let's roll.
6:04 at Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP. Mornings with Brian Haldane, off and running. Brian here with you. John LaBeouf back in studio. All is quiet right now at the Crown Plaza, but that won't be the case for too much longer as we are broadcasting live from said Crown Plaza for the Louisiana Association of Business and Industry's annual meeting. We do this every year. I love it. It's a cavalcade of content as we get you ready for not just their annual meeting, but kind of setting the table for what's to come in the upcoming legislative session as well. We're going to have a stack of guests coming on throughout. We're going to talk a lot of energy. We're going to talk a lot of education. Their theme this year is full throttle, and we are all in. How do you push Louisiana driven forward? That's what we're talking about this morning on the show. So we are ready to rock and roll. Going to bring you guests, like I said, throughout the show this morning. Now, it is still Mornings with Brian Haldane, so there will still be all the normal elements of the show. So let's get right to them. It's time for Top Stories and Trending. Number five. There's going to be a lot of toggling by me this morning because I don't have anything printed, so it's all in the computer. Number 5 starts us off. Plan Baton Rouge 3 will be headed up by the Colorado firm Sasaki. The initiative to change the face and reinvent downtown begins a 9-month planning process right now, which will be highlighted by revamping the Raising Cane's River Center and connecting downtown to surrounding areas. Though Colorado-based, Sasaki is no stranger to Baton Rouge, having worked on plans for the LSU Lakes and the Greenwood Park Breck Zoo project. We had Chris Meyer on from the Baton Rouge Area Foundation yesterday, just before the press conference that made this announcement. If you wanted the full scope of what that's going to look like, as far as ideas that are out there for Plan Baton Rouge 3 and where it can head, that audio with Chris Meyer is available on demand at talk1073.com. Number 4. The CEO of Impact Charter School in Baker is vowing to sue after a scathing audit released earlier this month that laid out allegations of improper spending. Now, the report indicates that Shakisha Scott diverted more than $2 million intended for students, but you diverted it for her own use. Things like cars, home improvements, family vacations. Now, the school's attorney, Ron Haley, says this is not true, and they've got the proof. Number 3 goes back to our weather forecast for number 3. It is going to be bitingly cold tonight. In fact, we might see a record low, if I'm not mistaken. Overnight low tonight is supposed to get down to 25 degrees. Now, fortunately for us, all the rain is over with, and that's going to clear out for today. But Get ready for it. When they say cold snap, they're not messing around.
Number 2.
Jim Morgan, a Republican board commissioner of the St. George Fire Protection District, has dropped out of the city's first mayoral election after a reporter questioned him about a prostitution solicitation arrest from nearly 30 years ago. This leaves Dustin Yates unopposed in the race, so the interim mayor will be the mayor.
Number 1.
Changes to tax and spending policy were presented by the Louisiana Department of Revenue to the Louisiana Tax Institute at the state capitol yesterday. Voters are set to decide on those changes on March 29th when they vote. This will be constitutional amendment number 2 on your ballot if you're looking for ways to allow the legislature to continue the work that they began last year.
All right, Brian, how's it going out there?
Going very well out here. We're all quiet. I mean, everything's connected, everything's running. I haven't checked in on Facebook to make sure that we're good to go, but I think we are. So I'm going to go ahead and say we are.
Yeah, hey, that sounds good. That sounds good. As far as trending stories go this morning, scientists at NASA have upgraded the chances that an asteroid headed towards Earth will make impact from 2.2% to 2.6%.
All right.
The asteroid should be here in 2032.
All right, so 2.6% doesn't sound like a lot, right?
It doesn't, but I mean,
still
an increase nonetheless, right?
What are your chances of winning the lottery? It's like way lower than that, right? I mean, it's like 2 millionths of a percent, or I want to say it's 10,000ths of a percent of winning the Powerball, and yet we still buy tickets, right? So I want to know how many people are going to dismiss this because the percentage is 2.6, and then go buy a Powerball ticket for tonight.
Yeah. Nonetheless, like I said, it's an increase. So
yeah.
Ooh, I guess we'll see, huh? Hey, Texas got hit by 4 earthquakes yesterday. It was the largest. The largest was a 4.6 on the Richter scale.
Yeah, I saw that story. 4 major earthquakes in under 12 hours. 4.6 magnitude on the biggest one. The USGS detected the latest tremor in Culberson County. That was around 7 a.m. yesterday. The first quake was way down at a 2.9, but it was overnight Monday night, like 11 o'clock Monday night. Man, and that's not a place where we hear about earthquakes very often, is it?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
So I guess between the chances of asteroids hitting and earthquakes in Texas, it's just what a time to be alive.
Oh, huh? You talk about asteroids hitting. Can we throw aliens in the mix here? Because one of the overnight earthquakes actually went. The effects can be felt all the way back to Roswell, New Mexico.
Ooh.
See, somebody's talking to us, John. Somebody's trying to get a message across.
Trying to get through, man. Hey, you could take the K out of KFC. The fried chicken chain is moving their headquarters to Texas. Speaking of,
yeah. So this is, I mean, it's KFC. It's Kentucky Fried Chicken, but at the same time, though, isn't this every fast food chain ends up relocating to Texas? I mean, our own Raising Cane's is no less ours. It's no less ours here in Baton Rouge, but I mean, they've got corporate offices over there as well. What is it about Texas that makes for a good platform for fast food? I don't know. I mean, if you're going to specialize in a business, I guess, find your lane and accelerate. That's got to be the message, right?
Pretty much.
We're coming up on 610 at Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP. We are due up for our first break in just a little bit. After that break, when we come back, we're going to talk LSU baseball and LSU basketball. Before that break, got to remind you about the folks over at Mathern's. I'm going to do something here that I don't know I'm allowed to do. I'm going to start talking about something that has been in the news already, but it's not really out there just yet. Folks that live in the Kenilworth area, get ready. Mathern's is coming home. Look, I could tell you all day long, and I have been telling you they're your Carnival headquarters, downtown and the Nicholson Drive location. I can tell you all day long that they're your tailgate headquarters for LSU baseball and softball at that Nicholson Drive location. But what about getting back to your roots? Mathern's is bringing the old school, the OG owners and the OG prices back to the Kenilworth area, taking over where Robert's has been. So be on the lookout. Should be a bigger announcement coming in the coming days, if not weeks. And it's a beautiful thing. Those that remember the old school Kenilworth supermarket, remember Mathern's grew into who they are right there in your backyard, Kenilworth. So they're coming home. It's the Mathern's. Quick break, coming back, talking sports next. All right, John.
Yep, got you.
From basketball, I'm only going to want one just to not kind of
Okay.
It's hard to pick because it was a blowout.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, let's do 1.5 and let's do 2. 1.5 and 2.3.
Okay. Sounds good.
And I knew I should have grabbed it while I was doing it. Sunday's post-game show, Coach Jay Johnson said, talk about the Southern game. It's easy to overlook midweek games and whatnot. This is wasn't what he said, but this is what I'm saying. It's easy to overlook midweek games, and you got a lesser opponent, so you let your guard down. You're not playing your best guys. You're definitely not pitching your best guys. Jay Johnson said in the post game on Sunday that we owe him one because Southern took us to the woodshed last year. So I wish I would have thought to grab that. All right, so Mathern's is done. P.F. Chang's at 6:35. I'll do it at 6:25. Landmark Bank. We'll push that back. BTR.
Why does it look like this? The way the files are laid out, it's not allowing me to download it.
What? Then skip it. Don't worry about it.
From the Google Drive?
Yeah, well, I'll get with him about that. He was brand new. That was his first night on the gig.
Oh, okay.
So
okay. I was wondering why it looked like that. But yeah, there's a problem playing this audio file, and I can't. Yeah, I can't download it because I don't. Let's see. There's Google Drive. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work on.
okay, give me what was the first one I told you? 1 point what?
1.5 and 2.3.
Okay.
All right, we're about to come back in. You ready?
No, give the bumper a minute.
Okay.
All right, just resent. Go ahead. And just tell me in my ear if it's good, okay?
Okay, we'll do.
Tell me when I'm on.
All right, let's go. You're on.
We are looking at, what do we got now? 6:16 at Talk 107.3 FM at WBRP. It is time for sports. And all right, we got LSU baseball and LSU basketball both to report on this morning, both of which are in the win column. The LSU baseball team really took care of business yesterday afternoon out at Alex Box Stadium hosting Southern University. And man, if you rewind the clock back to Sunday after LSU swept Purdue Fort Wayne, Coach Jay Johnson in his post-game interview said they were really looking forward to the Southern game. You might be thinking, okay, crosstown rival, that might mean a little something, I guess. But I mean, it's LSU and Southern, and they're not normally on the same level playing field. I mean, Southern can make their way into postseason play and do quite often because they're very successful in the SWAC. But let's be honest, that's not the SEC. That being said, Southern took LSU to the woodshed last season. So Jay Johnson actually mentioned in the post-game show on Sunday, he said kind of, we owe them one because last year they beat the crap out of us. That's a quote. We owe them one because last year they beat the crap out of us. So what did they do? Well, they come out and they post up a run rule. 7 innings, 13-1, your final score there. And honestly, it was as spread out as you might think. I don't have access to a box score right here. It's the data isn't posted up at lsusports.net. But I can tell you that what we saw from LSU yesterday was about as complete as what we saw over the course of the weekend. What we saw from LSU yesterday out at the box was the same reassurance that we got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday against against Purdue, Fort Wayne. Now, that being said, once you step up to a tougher level of competition, once you step up to SEC competition, it is going to be a different story, but they've got the tools and they've got the talent. Starting pitcher Connor Ware, I know he threw 3 innings. He didn't give up any runs, didn't give up any hits. When you've got a guy who did not even pitch in your opening weekend, take to the bump on a Tuesday afternoon and post up 3 in a no-no, you got a little depth on the hill. And then, oh man, who was it? Derek Curiel had a good game. Ethan Fry, I want to say was 3 for 4 in the game. He did have 3 RBI, scored a run as well. So all things are looking like they're coming together for LSU early on. Now, that being said, it is a long season, so we'll take we'll take each game as it comes, but confidence is very, very high. Moving over to basketball, LSU posts up 2 conference wins in a row, welcoming in the South Carolina Gamecocks last night. Y'all, the Gamecocks just aren't good on the road. They're 0 in the conference. They're 0 for 13 in conference play right now. So you got to take advantage of that while it's happening, and that's exactly what LSU did. 81-67, your final score there. They were led in scoring by Cam Carter. We'll get to him in just a second, but really good ball game last night when you get 33 minutes out of Victorious Miller, who posted up 12 points. In fact, John, I didn't hear you in my ear. Did the 2 highlights come through?
Yes, they did.
All right, here's one from Victorious Miller.
He'll stop left of the arc. Still working on the dribble. Left-handed dribble. Gets by Thomas. Flips it out in the corner to Bailey. Extra pass Miller. 3 ball up and good. Nice. Second 3 for Miller, and it's 10-4 LSU.
10-4 LSU at that point, and it would continue to get exacerbated from there. Cam Carter led the team in scoring, 17 he had last night. He has been in double figures for just about every game out there. Here's what it sounded like when he moved into double figures.
Chest comes off, and Jordan Sears takes it back for LSU. Long pass ahead to Corey Chest. Chest fires it to Carter. 3 ball. Yes! That makes up for the turnover a second ago, and Cam Carter with another Bingo Pest Product 3-pointer.
Here comes the Fox Business Report.
All right, you good?
Cool.
Perfect. Yeah, that was like right on it.
Nice. I'll finish up talking about it in a little bit when we come back in.
Any other cuts or no?
No, that's it.
Okay.
So I had to download them individually and then re-email them to you.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know what he did that's different, but
the Google
whatever.
Drive thing. I think that's what.
Yeah, he didn't attach them as a copy. He made you access the drive.
Okay.
But okay, all good.
All good now. Yeah, sweet. That was good.
Oh yeah. Hey, get ready to go for a little roller coaster ride, Facebook. We're gonna bounce you around a little bit. My browser has lost connection to my camera. Is it still plugged in? Yeah.
All right, Brian, traffic coming up.
Okay. Coming up or going now?
Yeah, it's coming up now. He's kind of queuing it
Okay,
up.
just say go. Like physically say go when it's time to go. That's all I need.
Go.
All right, time to head back to the Shawbills Tire Traffic Center, and we're actually looking pretty good to start off your morning. I-12 westbound coming in from Livingston Parish is actually showing lighter than normal volume to start off the morning. I don't know, maybe those final raindrops as it makes its way through. Folks are hitting that snooze button before they get out. I-10 westbound coming in from Ascension Parish, also looking good right now. I-10 eastbound coming in from West Baton Rouge Parish, we're clean on that side too. Looking at both bridges, they're both wide open. I-110 is wide open as well. On your surface streets, there's only one accident to look out for. That is a crash that's in the roadway, Florida Boulevard at Airline. That's your look at traffic from the Shawbills Tire Traffic Center.
All right.
625, Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP. Mornings with Brian Haldane rolling right along. If you're looking at a black screen on Facebook, our apologies. We ran into a little camera trouble there. We are troubleshooting that as we speak. Meanwhile, before we get to our next topic, got to remind you about the folks over at P.F. Chang's. If you do not yet have your lunch plans,